Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Sorry about my voice. My daughter gave me her sore throat, and so my voice is finicky. It's in and out. Anyway, today I am doing Super Mario plus Storytime on my channel. And today's story is about, ooh boy. Sorry, one sec. Oh shit, sorry about that. Why did I just say sorry about that? Anyway, today's story is about when I was in 8th grade and my science teacher picked a certain number of students. I can't remember how many of us there were, but it wasn't a ton, somewhere between 10 and 20, I'd say, students, and she took us with her on a crusade to stop Canadian, Canadian factories, because we live right across the river from Canada. And she took us on a crusade to stop Canadian factories from dumping pollution into our river. And she had us do like we wrote letters to the Canadian Prime Minister, and we did interesting. Is there anything up here or what? Sorry about stopping my story halfway through. I got confused for a second. Anyway, we wrote letters to the Prime Minister, and we wrote letters to the Canadian the factory owners or whatever, and we got to go up to this factory and tour the factory, and we were on the news in Canada, and my mom says she thinks that we were in the local paper around here. I'm sure she's got it somewhere. I actually meant to look it up before I did this video, but honestly I don't even think that I would begin to know how to put pictures into this video anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter if I don't have pictures. Whoopsie. But anyway, all of these classmates and I, we wrote letters, and we went and toured this factory, and we took water samples, and we did all this stuff, and it's so crazy when you think about it, because it's something you'd see in a movie or a TV show where this group of students leads this crusade to stop factories from dumping in their local, in their river. But I literally did it, and it's so weird to me that is a thing that happened. This teacher was so passionate about it, and we helped stop factories from dumping stuff into our local river. And it still is just so weird to me that that's a thing that happened. We spent that whole school year, and that was the same year that my dad died, because he died when I was 14. I was in 8th grade, and he died in October, so he died close to the beginning of the school year. So I still did all of this even after my dad died, and that is almost weirder to me, because I do remember that happening, but my memory is kind of fuzzy from 8th grade after my dad died, because obviously, trauma, whatever. But I definitely remember doing the going to the factory and doing all that stuff, and oh shit. I looked down at my phone for a split second because I got a notification and I died. That's why you don't look down at your phone when you're trying to record. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's very, very funny to me that was a thing. And I don't know if you Googled that, if that's something that would come up. I've never even thought to Google it, because I lived it, I don't, but I should Google it and read about, you know what I mean? Read about it and see what was said about it at the time. So I don't know. It was kind of a But like I said, if I hadn't have lived it, there's like, if I saw that, that's what I was telling Alyssa when we were talking about it, is if I saw that like on a TV show, what the heck? Shit. Sorry, my phone was ringing. If I saw that on a TV show, I would think that that was made up. You know what I mean? Like, I would think that that was something that, I would be like, okay, come on, that doesn't really happen. Like, no teacher is going to be able to have a group of students come and help her, you know, on her crusade against a factory in another country. Like, but back then, like now, it takes a lot to get over to Canada. And actually, I'm not even sure if we're allowed it in Canada at the moment. But you know, you have to go through a lot more because obviously this was pre 9/11. So, you know, it was easier to go over into other countries. We literally just had to hop on the ferry right there in our town, show your birth certificate, and you could go to Canada without a problem. Now, you can't go to Canada anywhere nearly as early, as easily. So, you know. But back then, yeah, you could just, and actually I think we took the bridge because we went to a different town, or we went, but yeah, I don't know. It's just very funny to me that that's an actual thing that happened in my life. I don't know. My kids thought that it was a really good story to tell for a story time, which once again, it's kind of a short story, but like, I remember we had to write letters to various people. I don't remember even exactly who we wrote the letters to. I know that the Prime Minister was one of them, and I know that the factory people was one of them. I know we were interviewed on the news. I know that there was an article written about us, and I know that my mother said that the article that was written here, like for this, you know, for America, because most of it was in Canada because that's where the whole thing was based. But I know that the people that they interviewed the head of the factory or whatever who talked to us, and he said that, you know, all the kids asked really good questions, which I'm sure that the teacher probably coached us on what to ask, but I know that they were very impressed with us, so it must have been like, I don't know, like, I don't think that it was like it would be like in a movie or TV show where there was like the evil factory head villain guy who, you know, did whatever, and we had to, you know, we had to, you know, fight to beat this guy, and, you know, there was a campy scene and a song dance. I'm quite certain that it was just a, oh, sorry. Why do I keep saying sorry? Oh my gosh, can you please not die? Oh! This is not going to be worth it in the end, is it? This is not going to be worth it. Anyway, I'm still going to do it, because that's how I am. But yeah, no, there was like no movie villain, there was no, you know, crazy thing that happened. I'm sure that the outcome was, I don't know, I genuinely don't remember what the outcome was. We probably got them to stop dumping, or maybe they weren't dumping, or I'm sure that they were dumping. People dump in this river all the time, it's so bad. But I don't know. It's a very, very strange thing that happened in my life, that's a thing that we did. Every time I think about it, I'm like, okay, like, that's a thing that happened in my life. You know, like, it's very funny to me, I don't know why. So yeah, have you, oh, are you serious right now? Cool, thanks, I already did this whole thing. But yeah, have you ever done anything cool like that? Like, have you ever had to go up against like a company or anything that was doing something like that? If you have, tell me the story. It's kind of a cool thing that we did, I guess, you know? I don't know what these little smiley faces do. Like, they're just smiley faces just for fun? just like concentrating on what I'm doing here for a second. Whoopsie. Anyway, yeah, if you've ever done anything like that where you like, especially like with a teacher, let me know because I want to know if that's like a thing. Like, have other people actually done that, or is that just something? And like the thing that's kind of crazy to me is like the school just let us do that. Like we were just allowed to like leave, and like we like left school and like went and spent the whole day in Canada, like touring this factory, and like. I know our parents had to give permission and it was only a select handful of students, but like they just allowed that? Like, I guess it's not that crazy, but I don't know, it just seems kind of like, it just seems like something that you'd only see in like a movie or a TV show. Like I remember when I told my husband the story, he literally did not believe me. Like he thought I made that up. He thought I made everything up anyway, to be fair. But like, there's another story I can tell you guys. I went to Washington, D.C. when I was in 8th grade for band. It's not that uncommon of a thing. They literally have a DC trip that the students do now every year. Like every 8th grade student gets to go to DC. If they want to. It's like the Washington DC trip. It's like a thing. But when I was in school, it wasn't a thing just yet. And so we did it for band class. And I had told my husband about it. And he didn't believe me. He thought I was making it up. That I did not actually go to Washington, DC. Why he thought I would make that up is a mystery to me. Like, what a weird thing to make up, but he did. He definitely thought that I made that up. And then like, I don't know, a little while later, I don't know if it was the same day or what it was. My mom was talking about something, and I was like, why do I not remember that? And she was like, oh, that was the week you were in DC. And my husband looks at me and says, or looks at her and says, she went to Washington, DC? I didn't know that. Okay, you didn't know that. But yeah, he totally thought I was making up that Canada thing with Mrs. Day. So, I don't know. I genuinely don't remember if he ever, like, found out that it wasn't, or that it was true, because I didn't care enough to, argue the point, Like, I'm not going to spend an extreme amount of time trying to prove to somebody that I'm not lying about doing something that I did. Like, what's the point of that? So, anyway, that's the story of the time that I went with a teacher and a few other students to a factory in Canada and stopped them from dumping waste into our river. So thank you for listening to my story time. I hope you enjoyed this particular story. I apologize that my last couple stories have been very, like, not that great. Or not, I shouldn't say not that great. It's not that the stories aren't good. They're good stories. They're just short. Like, it's not a very long story time. But maybe next time I'll, like, combo the stories into, like, multiple stories instead of, sorry, I'm, like, trying to concentrate on not having these things jump out of my head and kill me. Anyway, maybe next time I will combo it into, like, more than one story time in one, so that I'm not taking, alright, 1 second, so that I'm not losing my train of thought every time I talk, sorry. But yeah, so that I'm not taking forever to tell you guys, taking forever, so that I'm not, you guys know what I'm trying to say. I'm sure that you all know what the heck I'm trying to say here. Okay. I feel like I should be able to go down this pipe. Don't I fly out of here? No, I guess not. Okay. My Discord. notification just killed me. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you have ever done any of that kind of stuff. And if you have, let me know about it, because I don't know, it's kind of cool. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. The links are below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!